A major crisis is continuity. It's a testing time out of which you either emerge stronger or weaker. You'll never be the same. And this applies as much to governments and multinational institutions as it applies to families and individuals. We are in the middle, well, we are in the midst of a major crisis. Although there are signs of a recovery, I'm not sure whether this recovery can endure unless adjustments at all levels take place. The infusion of global liquidity on an unprecedented scale, coordinated, is like a massive injection of steroids into a traumatized body. Steroids can help the body recover by reducing inflammation, giving it time. But steroids applied too long will create very deleterious long-term effects. So at some point in time, the administration of steroids will have to be reduced. And then the landscape will review itself. Countries and institutions, families and individuals who've made the adjustment will emerge stronger. Those who've used the steroids to postpone the adjustment to avoid pain will find themselves floundering. And then the wheel of history would have turned one more circle. There's always a hope that just by changing governments, changing leaders, making policy changes, all will be well. That's a pipe dream. Yes, we need good leaders. Yes, we need good governments. And we need clearer policies. But unless the restructuring takes place at the molecular level, the adjustment will not be made. And here, I would like to talk about the moral dimension of the crisis and why, amidst all the proposals that are being put forth, we must always measure it on the moral dimension. To tell individuals and countries at a time like this that the way to solve your problems is to spend more and to become more irresponsible, I think cannot really be a solution. And yes, we all understand Keynesian economics, the paradox of thrift. That at a time when there's insufficient global demand, there must be more spending. But I would be very careful to advise individuals and families to draw the wrong lessons. That, yes, don't worry, the government will help you. Don't adjust your personal behavior and pass the burden onto somebody else if you can. Because that weakens the moral fibers. And if the moral fibers are weakened, no recovery can be sustainable. It is an illusion. Even for governments, constantly under pressure, either because of electoral politics or because of popular pressure, wanting to take pain away, because otherwise you're out of office or there'll be trouble. So instead of spending in order to strengthen the body politic, it is spending to postpone pain and adjustment. Now, in all this, there's differential response. You find among different groups of human beings, among different companies, among different countries, differential adjustment. And if I were an investor, I'll say, look, who are those who are prepared to take the pain now and make the adjustments? Put your bets on that. Those who are not able to, well, go a little short on them. It is right at a time like this to help those who want to help themselves. So if a country, if a group are determined to get out of the hole, let's throw them a ladder. But if the call for help is a demand that if you don't help me, I'll drag you down, I think maybe it's better to cut the rope. But whatever whatever choices we make will have a big long-term impact on how we view one another. As a result of it, will there be more trust and less trust? Will there be more cohesion within a group or less cohesion? What value systems will prevail? Schumpeter, who analyzed cycles, talked of creative destruction. Of course, we all like the creation, we don't like the destruction. But without the destruction, there is no new creation. And at the core of it is always a moral challenge. Is there a cleansing? If there's a cleansing, the recovery will be sustained. If there's no cleansing, the recovery will be temporary and will lead to further crisis. And I think while we discuss the big things and the institutional changes and policies and leaders and governments, I think we must also go deep into the individuals, the families, and the companies and say, look, are they making the necessary adjustments? If they are, they will do well. And I believe that when all this is over, and we do not know when it will be over, the landscape will look very different, and the league table will have very different members. Thank you.